Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a point in every individual's life when they must make a decision to stay or to leave. It's not always an easy choice, but it's a necessary one for growth and personal well-being. Today, I want to talk about the importance of recognizing when you're not being valued and why, in those moments, the best decision might just be to leave. Let's begin by acknowledging a fundamental truth: you are worth more than anyone can see. Your time, your energy, and your potential are valuable. You don't need to stay in situations, environments, or relationships where you're not being appreciated. Value is a two-way street, and it's important to understand when you are giving more than what you're receiving. Many people stay in unhealthy situations out of fear of change, fear of the unknown, fear of failure. But remember this: if you are not being valued, you are losing time. Time that could be spent in a place where your contributions are recognized, your efforts are supported, and your growth is encouraged. You have to realize that your self-worth is not determined by others' perception of you. It's defined by the standards you set for yourself and how you choose to live your life. You are not a hostage to anyone's neglect or disregard. Once you recognize that you deserve better, the decision becomes clear. When you leave a place where you're not valued, you create space for opportunities that will help you thrive. New doors will open, and new relationships will form, ones that appreciate you for who you truly are. Now, I'm not suggesting that you walk away every time things get tough. But when the signs are clear, when your value is continuously dismissed, and your contributions are overlooked, leaving becomes an act of self-respect. Don't be afraid of change. It's often the only way to create space for the life you're meant to live. Sometimes leaving is the bravest thing you can do. It's about taking control of your future, standing firm in your worth, and demanding the life you deserve. Remember, you are not obligated to stay in a situation where you're not valued. In fact, it's not just okay to leave, it's necessary for your own growth, your own happiness, and your own peace of mind. You deserve to be in environments that recognize your worth and help you elevate to the next level. Understand that you are valuable and deserve to be appreciated. Don't stay where your value is being overlooked or ignored. Time is something you can never get back. Don't waste it in environments that drain you without offering anything in return. Your value isn't based on how others perceive you, it's defined by the standards you set for yourself. Change can be intimidating, but it's often necessary for growth. Leaving a situation that doesn't value you opens up space for new opportunities. Walking away from unappreciative environments is not a sign of weakness, it's a demonstration of your self-worth and confidence in your own potential. By leaving what doesn't serve you, you open doors to better opportunities where your contributions are recognized and rewarded. Settling in situations where you're undervalued is a disservice to yourself. You deserve to be in environments that encourage and support your growth. Sometimes leaving is the best option. It's not about giving up, it's about choosing to invest your energy in places and people that help you thrive. Understanding your own worth is one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself. Far too often, we find ourselves in situations where we are not truly valued. We give and give, but we receive little in return. The problem is not necessarily with what you are giving, but with how you see yourself and what you expect in return. You must first recognize the value you bring to the table. The truth is, you can't expect others to value you more than you value yourself. When you lack self-respect, others will reflect that back to you. So what do you need to do? It's simple: recognize that you have something to offer that is unique, important, and irreplaceable. You don't need approval from anyone to know that you are capable, that you matter, and that your time and energy are precious. Once you understand your own value, you will no longer settle for situations where you are overlooked or taken for granted. It's about raising your own standards. When you value yourself, you automatically raise the bar for everyone around you. The way others treat you will often mirror the way you treat yourself. Start by asking yourself, what are my skills, my strengths, my qualities that make me who I am? Don't wait for others to acknowledge your worth. Acknowledge it for yourself first. No one can give you more respect than you give yourself. You deserve to be in spaces where your contributions are not just noticed, but celebrated. When you truly recognize your worth, you begin to attract the right people and opportunities into your life. People who respect you, appreciate you, and recognize the unique value you bring. It's not arrogance, it's simply understanding that you are worthy of the best that life has to offer. And when you do that, you'll find that your life will begin to reflect that same respect, and the people who don't value you will naturally fade away. It's the law of attraction, and it works every time. Time is the most valuable resource we have, and once it's gone forever. You can lose money and make it back. You can lose relationships and rebuild them, but time is the one thing you can never reclaim. It's ticking away with every passing second, and every minute spent in the wrong environment, with the wrong people, or doing the wrong things is a minute you'll never get back. We often think we have more time than we do. We tell ourselves, I'll change tomorrow, or I can wait for the right moment, but in reality, tomorrow is never promised. Every day you delay, every hour you waste, you are robbing yourself of opportunities that could be better spent. The key is to understand that time doesn't wait for anyone. It's relentless and it moves forward whether you're ready or not. If you're in a situation where you're not being valued, you're losing time. And the truth is, time is your most precious asset. Imagine if you spent that time focusing on things that truly matter, on building relationships that encourage you, on doing work that excites you, on surrounding yourself with people who appreciate you. The more time you waste in environments that drain you, the further you get from the life you were meant to live. Too many people believe that they have all the time in the world to make changes, to pursue their passions, to live the life they want. But I urge you to realize this simple truth: you can't afford to wait around for something better to come along. Time will not wait for you to figure it out. Every moment you spend tolerating a situation where you are undervalued, you're sacrificing the opportunity for growth, for advancement, and for true fulfillment. The good news is that you get to choose how you spend your time. You have the power to make decisions that align with your goals and your values. You have the ability to walk away from situations that do not serve you and create space for the things that will help you grow. When you begin to value your time, you will start to see just how much it impacts your life. Start treating your time as the precious commodity it is. Make decisions that reflect the importance of what you do with it. Invest your time in the things that will move you forward, in the people who lift you up, and in the activities that add meaning to your life. When you realize that time is finite, you'll stop wasting it on things that don't matter and start using it to create a life that truly matters. Self-worth is not something that is granted to you by others. It's not determined by the opinions, expectations, or judgments of the people around you. Your self-worth is defined by one person only, and that's you. The way you see yourself, the standards you set for your own life, and the way you treat yourself will determine your value. It's not something that can be bestowed upon you. It's something that you cultivate from within. Too often we give others the power to define our worth. We let our jobs, our relationships, or even our failures dictate how we feel about ourselves. But here's the truth: those external factors are only reflections of what we believe about ourselves. If you allow others to shape your self-worth, you're giving away your power. You are the one who sets the bar for what is acceptable in your life. And when you choose to value yourself, you raise that bar higher, demanding better from the world around you. Think about it. If you don't see your own worth, no one else will either. People can only treat you the way you allow them to. When you walk through life with a clear sense of your own value, you start attracting people, opportunities, and situations that reflect that self-respect. You stop settling for less because you know you deserve more. Recognizing and understanding your worth doesn't mean you are arrogant or self-centered. It means you are acknowledging your own potential, your own strengths, and the unique qualities you bring to the world. It means you're clear about what you have to offer, and you're not afraid to stand by that. When you begin to value yourself, you stop chasing after approval from others because you no longer need it. Your validation comes from within. This doesn't mean that we won't face challenges or moments of doubt, but it does mean that no matter what comes your way, you are anchored in your own value. Life will throw obstacles at you, people will test your boundaries, and things will not always go according to plan. But when you are rooted in your self-worth, you stand firm and you know that these temporary setbacks don't define you. They don't change who you are or what you bring to the table. The more you build and reinforce your self-worth, the more you will recognize situations that don't honor you, and you'll have the strength to walk away from them. You'll demand respect not from a place of entitlement, but from a place of knowing your true value. When you value yourself, you set a standard, and that standard will guide every decision you make, every relationship you form, and every opportunity you pursue. Remember, your worth is yours to define. You are not bound by anyone else's vision of who you should be. You are defined by your actions, your mindset, and the way you choose to live your life. When you fully embrace this, you will begin to see the world respond to you in ways that reflect the respect and value you've always deserved. And that, my friends, is when your life truly begins to change. Change is a natural part of life, yet so many people live in constant fear of it. They resist change because it takes them out of their comfort zone, forces them to confront the unknown, and disrupts their routine. But the truth is, change is the only constant you can rely on. The world doesn't stand still, and neither should you. If you want to grow, you must be willing to embrace change, not fear it. Understand this: nothing improves without change. Every success story, every advancement, every breakthrough begins with a decision to step into the unknown. If you keep doing the same things in the same way, expecting different results, you are only fooling yourself. Growth happens when you push past the fear and move into new territory. It's the willingness to embrace change that separates those who succeed from those who simply settle. Too many people cling to what they know, even when they're unhappy or unfulfilled. They're afraid that if they make a change, they might fail. But here's the truth: failure is not the end, it's the beginning of something greater. Failure teaches you lessons you cannot learn any other way. It teaches you resilience, resourcefulness, and the ability to adapt. If you're not failing, you're not pushing yourself hard enough. Change will test you, but it will also make you stronger. Fear of change often comes from a place of comfort. We get used to the way things are, even if they aren't ideal, because the discomfort of change seems worse. But the truth is, staying in that comfort zone is far more dangerous. It keeps you stuck, stagnant, and uninspired. If you want to achieve something greater in life, you have to be willing to take risks and face uncertainty. You can't live an extraordinary life by playing it safe. Imagine where you would be if you always feared change. You would be stuck in the same job, the same relationships, the same routines forever. But when you accept that change as part of the journey, you start to see it as an opportunity, not a threat. Change opens doors to new experiences, new possibilities, and new connections. When you're open to change, you're also open to a world of potential. Let me tell you this: if you want to create the life you desire, you can't wait for change to come to you. You have to seek it out, initiate it, and drive it forward. It's about taking responsibility for your own evolution. Every day, ask yourself, what can I change today to improve my future? That could be something as simple as changing your mindset, your habits, or your environment. Every small change adds up to a big transformation over time. So don't be afraid of change, embrace it. Welcome it, because it's the pathway to growth, success, and a life that is truly your own. Change isn't something to fear, it's something to pursue with passion and purpose. The more you embrace change, the more you will see your life transform in ways you never thought possible. Step into it with confidence, knowing that change is always the beginning of something better. Leaving is often seen as an act of weakness, but in reality, it can be one of the strongest things you can do for yourself. Too many people stay in situations where they're undervalued, disrespected, or unappreciated simply because they don't want to face the discomfort of change. But here's the truth: leaving when you are no longer being treated with the respect you deserve is one of the most powerful acts of self-respect you can make. When you stay in an environment that drains you, diminishes your value, or stifles your growth, you are not doing yourself any favors. In fact, you're sacrificing your own happiness, peace of mind, and potential. Respect for yourself means knowing when to walk away from situations that don't align with your values or your goals. It means acknowledging that you deserve better and that you have the strength and courage to make a change. It's easy to get caught up in the belief that leaving makes you a failure or that walking away means you're giving up. But let me ask you this: is it really failure to walk away from something that's holding you back? Is it failure to choose a better future for yourself? Leaving is not giving up, it's choosing to stand for your own worth and no longer tolerating anything less than that. Too often, we stay in unhealthy relationships or unfulfilling jobs because we fear the unknown. We fear what will happen if we leave. But fear of the unknown should never be stronger than the fear of staying stuck. When you choose to leave a situation where you're not respected, you are saying to yourself, I believe in my worth. I deserve more, and I am willing to do what it takes to create the life I want that is self-respect in its purest form. Leaving also opens up space for new opportunities. Every time you walk away from something that no longer serves you, you are creating room for something better relationships, better work, better experiences. By staying in situations where you are unappreciated, you are holding yourself back from the life you deserve. When you leave, you are making room for personal growth, for new lessons, and for new people who will value you for who you truly are. Remember, you cannot continue to pour from an empty cup. If you're constantly giving to others while your own needs are being neglected, you're doing a disservice to yourself. Self-respect means knowing when to prioritize your own well-being. It means understanding that you are not obligated to stay in a situation that's unhealthy for you, no matter what others might say or think. The act of leaving is not about cutting ties in anger or bitterness. It's about making a conscious choice to respect yourself enough to walk away from anything that doesn't support your happiness, growth, and peace of mind. It's about recognizing your worth and setting a standard that no one else can lower. When you do that, you're teaching the world how to treat you, and more importantly, you're teaching yourself that you are worthy of respect and better circumstances. So remember, this leaving is an act of self-respect, because it's a declaration that you value yourself enough to seek better, to demand better, and to never settle for less than you deserve. Don't be afraid to walk away from what doesn't serve you. In the end, the most important relationship you'll ever have is with yourself. When you respect yourself enough to leave situations that diminish your value, you will begin to create the life you've always dreamed of. Opportunities are all around us, but too often we miss them because we're either not looking or too afraid to take action when they appear. We wait for the perfect moment, for the stars to align, or for someone else to give us permission to seize what's available. But here's a simple truth: opportunities don't wait for anyone. They come and go quickly, and it's up to you to recognize them and act on them when they arrive. The key is to realize that opportunities are not always going to come packaged in the way you expect. They may not always be flashy or obvious, but if you're paying attention, you'll see them. Sometimes opportunities show up as challenges, as roadblocks that push you out of your comfort zone. Other times they appear as small, seemingly insignificant moments that require you to make a decision. But every opportunity, big or small, is a chance for you to grow, to learn, and to move forward. How many people fail to seize opportunities because they fear failure? They worry about what might go wrong or what others might think. But I want you to understand that failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of success. Every great success story is filled with setbacks, missteps, and mistakes. Opportunities come with risks, but those risks are what make success possible. If you're too afraid to embrace the opportunity because of the fear of failure, you'll never experience the rewards that come with it. Another reason people miss opportunities is because they're stuck in their routine. They're too focused on the comfort of the familiar to notice that something new is right in front of them. When you're stuck in your comfort zone, you close yourself off to the very opportunities that could transform your life. It's only when you step out of that comfort zone, when you push yourself to try something different, that you'll begin to see the doors opening around you. Embracing opportunities requires a mindset shift. It's about being willing to look beyond the current situation, to see the potential for something better, and to take action. Opportunities are not about waiting for the perfect conditions. They are about making the best of the conditions you have right now. If you wait for everything to align perfectly, you'll be waiting forever. The right time is now, and the right opportunity is the one in front of you today. Let me tell you this: the world is full of possibilities. You can sit back and wait for something to happen, or you can get up and make it happen. You don't have to wait for permission or validation from others. If you see an opportunity, take it. If it scares you, that's even better, because growth doesn't happen when you're comfortable. Growth happens when you step into the unknown and make the most of what's in front of you. So the next time an opportunity presents itself, don't hesitate. Don't second guess yourself or wonder if it's the right moment. Trust that it's the right moment for you and embrace it. Opportunities are the building blocks of success, and they are only as good as the action you take on them. Don't let them pass by because you're waiting for the perfect moment. Embrace the opportunities in front of you and watch as they lead you to a future greater than anything you ever imagined. Too many people settle for less than they deserve simply because they believe it's the best they can get, or because they're afraid of what might happen if they ask for more. The truth is, settling for less is the surest way to deny yourself the life you're capable of living. Life is full of opportunities and possibilities, but they won't come to you if you're content with what's mediocre or below your potential. When you settle for less, you're essentially saying to the world, "This is all I think I deserve." But here's the reality: you were not meant to settle for less. You were meant to aim higher, to reach for the things that excite you, that challenge you, and that allow you to grow. Settling is a form of self-sabotage. It's accepting a life that's below your capabilities, below your potential, and ultimately below your happiness. You have the ability to achieve so much more, and it all starts with refusing to settle. Settling often comes from fear. Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, or fear of rejection. But the fear of settling for less should outweigh any other fear you have. The fear of not living up to your potential, of looking back and realizing you didn't give your best, should be greater than the fear of stepping out of your comfort zone. If you don't demand more for yourself, you'll find yourself stuck in situations that don't serve you, that drain your energy, and that keep you from becoming the best version of yourself. The truth is, when you settle for less, you stop growing. Growth happens when you challenge yourself, when you stretch beyond your limits, when you seek more than what you've already accomplished. You're never going to move forward in life if you're holding on to the past or staying in situations that no longer serve your highest good. Don't let comfort be the reason you stay stuck. Comfort is the enemy of progress. To stop settling, you have to first recognize your own worth. You have to understand that you are capable of achieving great things, and you don't have to lower your standards to fit into situations that don't recognize your value. You deserve more than what's easy, more than what's familiar, and more than what feels safe. It's about setting the bar higher for yourself and not allowing others, or even yourself, to lower it. When you set high standards, you elevate the expectations for your life, and in turn, you start attracting higher opportunities, better relationships, and greater success. Too many people wait for external validation or for someone to tell them they deserve more. But you don't need permission to go after what you want. You don't need to wait for the perfect time or the perfect opportunity. The right time is now, and the right opportunity is the one you create by refusing to settle for less. You have the power to shape your life. The choices you make today determine the quality of your future. So don't settle. Don't accept less than what you're capable of. When you stop settling for less, you make room for the best that life has to offer. You create the space for greatness to enter your life, and that's where the real magic happens. Remember, the world will give you what you accept, and if you refuse to settle, it will give you everything you've dreamed of and more. Too often, we stay in situations, relationships, and environments that drain us because we feel obligated to endure, or because we're afraid of what might happen if we walk away. We tell ourselves, I've invested too much time here, or what will people think if I leave? But the truth is, it's okay to walk away when something no longer serves your best interests. In fact, sometimes walking away is the best decision you can make for your growth and well-being. Walking away doesn't mean you're giving up, it means you're choosing to prioritize your own happiness and future. It's about recognizing when something is no longer aligned with your values, your goals, or your potential. And in those moments, you must have the courage to let go. Holding on to what doesn't serve you only holds you back from the opportunities, people, and experiences that are meant for you. You see, we often stay in situations because we feel like we should, whether it's a job that doesn't fulfill us, a relationship that doesn't bring us joy, or an environment that stifles our growth. But the longer you stay in a place that isn't right for you, the more you're denying yourself the chance to move toward what truly is. By walking away, you create space for something better to come into your life, something that will align with who you are and where you want to go. Too many people live in a constant state of fear, thinking that walking away from something will somehow make them weaker or that it's a sign of failure. But let me tell you this, walking away is an act of strength, not weakness. It takes courage to leave behind what's familiar, to step into the unknown, and to make a choice that will ultimately lead you to greater opportunities. It's a decision to no longer settle, to no longer accept less than what you're capable of, and to no longer compromise your peace of mind. In life, you have to be willing to walk away from things that are not growing you, that are not challenging you, and that are not making you better. This doesn't mean you're abandoning something prematurely or irresponsibly. It means you're making a conscious choice to take control of your future. Whether it's a toxic work environment, a draining relationship, or a lifestyle that doesn't align with your true desires, walking away allows you to take charge of your destiny and pursue a path that is more in line with your values and purpose. Don't confuse walking away with quitting. Quitting is when you give up on yourself, when you stop trying to improve or move forward. But walking away is a conscious decision to release what's not working and make room for what will. When you walk away, you are not abandoning your goals or your vision. You are simply choosing a different path that will bring you closer to those goals, one that will bring you the fulfillment, respect, and growth you deserve. You also have to recognize that not everyone or everything is meant to stay in your life forever. Some people and experiences are part of your journey, but not all of them are meant to travel the distance with you. As you grow, you may find that the things that once seemed important no longer serve your higher purpose. Walking away allows you to make room for new connections, new experiences, and new opportunities that are a better fit for who you are becoming. It's okay to walk away. In fact, it's essential to do so when you know something is holding you back, draining you, or preventing you from becoming your best self. Your time, your energy, and your peace of mind are invaluable. When you honor that by walking away from situations that no longer serve you, you are taking a powerful step toward the life you are meant to live. Trust that when you walk away from the wrong things, you are always making space for the right things to come into your life. And that is the beginning of true personal growth and success.